strictly for gaming. This is a gaming tablet, you know what I'm saying? And we'll give you some specs on it. This thing, we're going to talk more about that coming up after the break. And Skyrim Legendary Edition Strategy Guide is also coming. So all of this and more coming up on Tech Pulse right after the break. Just stay tuned. You will be filled.
Audio Jungle. 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 Audio Jungle.
All right, and we are back in the studio once again. Here we are. Now we're talking Fallout 4. Now Fallout was one of those games that has been critically acclaimed. A lot of people like the storyline of Fallout. They like how the original gameplay came. You started off as a baby. I mean, many games don't have this level of complexity. You start off as a baby. You don't start off as a baby in any kind of game, but this one you start off as a baby and you grow. You know, your character grows and everything that they do shapes the world. And now Fallout 4 release date news has been released, and they're going to debut this game next week at E3. So if you're a fan of E3, right here, June 11th, is where E3 is starting, and we are going to have all the news that's going on at E3 right here on Tech Pulse starting next week. Also next week, starting on Monday, is WWDC. That's Apple's conference. So we're going to have a lot of news coming your way next week with both E3, dealing with Sony, dealing with Microsoft, dealing with, Oculus Rift and all of these different machines as well as the games. And then we're going to have WWDC, which is Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. That thing sold out. They sold out of their tickets that cost thousands. I'm talking, I think $13,000 was for the ticket, $13,000 to $15,000. They sold out of all of their tickets in under 2 minutes. That's how quick WWDC sold out this year. Apple made millions just on the tickets. So we're going to have coverage of that and E3 next week. But speaking of E3, that's where Fallout 4 is going to be debuted. And obviously, in the weeks leading to the game, there have been a ton of rumors floating around. But if you've been coming to know that these rumors, all of them can't be true, and all of them, we're going to find out fact and fiction next week. But just giving you a few details now, they're saying that the Fallout 4 will be released sometime in 2014, according to their website. They said 2014, and that is going to be when this thing is released. Now, in the latest installment of what has become, how do you put it? What has become looking for news. You know, when you're the news, the rumors I guess is how you put it. And the rumors coming out in the latest edition in this Fallout 4 rumors release, the release date news we told you is sometime in 2014, and all the rumors floating about leading up to E3 and why they're pretty much messing around with whether they're coming out this year or whether they're not coming out this year. According to the company, they will be able to straighten everything out when it comes to E3. They're going to let us know all about what's going on as far as what they're thinking, why they let so many rumors go out without any kind of feedback. But one thing we do know, the piece of news we just have is that Fallout 4 is going to be an Xbox One exclusive. Now this isn't one of the 25 exclusives, at least I don't think it is one of the 25 exclusives Microsoft was talking about, because Microsoft said that the exclusive didn't include sequels. So this is a sequel, so I wouldn't think this is one of those 25, but yet it is going to be an Xbox One exclusive, according to a source close to the information here. So Fallout 4 has been released. The news coming out 2014. We're going to hear more about that as E3 comes up. For those of you that are looking and saying, man, I wonder when Fallout 4 is coming out. Well, we still don't know, but coming up in very soon, we're going to know, because E3 is just literally right around the corner at the door. E3 is there. We're going to find out more about when Fallout 4, the exact date, is going to be released, but we do know that it is going to be an Xbox One exclusive. So if you're a Fallout fan, unfortunately, you're not going to have this thing on the PS3. At least that's what's being said right now. Now, will they change their mind coming up at E3? Is this all of this is just hype to generate more hype for the game and stuff like that? We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. But for right now, Xbox One exclusive. Now, jumping over, speaking of games, Skyrim, as many of you know, Elder Scrolls Skyrim is also a top-notch game, and the Legendary Edition strategy guide has been announced. So if you're a Skyrim fan, back in April, earlier this year, Bethesda, they're the people that deal with Skyrim, announced that they would be releasing the Skyrim Legendary Edition game, which is essentially the original game plus all of the DLCs for that game. So the original Skyrim that came out, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, many of you know that game. That game was a massive success. I mean, it definitely built on the original, and this game is coming out as Legendary Edition. And so what it is, for those of you maybe who haven't bought it, for a couple of people out there in the gaming world that didn't buy Skyrim, you could get the Legendary Edition game with all of the DLCs. That's the downloadable content that came after the game was released, and some additional features. And if you're looking to pick up the game, how about completing the collection with the Skyrim Legendary Edition official strategy guide while you're at it, because they're going to be releasing that too. Bethesda announced that alongside with the launch of the game, they're going to release the strategy guide with it. And this thing must be huge. When you talk about encyclopedia thick, a strategy guide for Skyrim is not one of those things that can be a thin little pamphlet. Now, this thing got to be huge, because Skyrim is a huge game. So if you're saying all of that and you're saying, man, yeah, this thing sounds like it's good. Yep, they're going to release with the launch of the game, the strategy guide will be released. And if you're a fan of coffee table books, then hopefully your coffee table is strong enough to support the weight of this guide, because this thing is going to be huge, sporting over 1,100 pages about the game and the various strategies and whatnot. The book will also weigh in over 6 pounds. I'm telling you, this thing is massive, because Skyrim is just a huge game. A good game, but a huge game. Meaning that you'll probably, when you carry this thing, just don't, drop that thing on your toes, because you will be hitting a couple of octaves if you do. Now, the guide will be available at the various retailers like Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, for $50 for the hardcover edition and $30 for the paper back edition. So anyone planning on picking it up, you know, that's what you're going to have to pay. We're going to show you a little picture of what this thing looks like, just so you can see. This thing it's a massive book, man, and you know. But if you're going to get the Legendary Edition, which you know, I mean, see, there's some value in that, because if you didn't get the original Skyrim, you know, and then the downloadable content that came with it was also worth it. You know, the downloadable content that came out with Skyrim, definitely worth it. So I would go and pick this game up. This edition here, I would go and pick this thing up when it hits ED, because I mean, for those of you that didn't buy Skyrim initially, this is the book right here. This thing is huge, man. This thing looks like an encyclopedia right there. But if you're going to get that Skyrim Legendary Edition, which comes with the original game and all the DLCs, you're going to be playing from now until the end of time. That's how long this thing is going to take to complete, but it's going to be a fun ride. Oh yeah, I mean, I remember dropping 40, 50 hours in a game, man. When a game is good like this, like Skyrim, you can easily drop 40, 50 hours of your life in that game. Easily. That's not even a challenge to do, because there's so many side missions, there's so many things. For those of you that know Elder Scrolls, and for those of you that like good stories, engrossing stories, getting into stories, this definitely fits the bill. So yes, if you're one of those people who have the Skyrim, who haven't played Skyrim yet, then I would definitely suggest 100%. I would suggest you get this particular game. Now, for those of you, speaking of games, for those of you that have been waiting for the WikiPad 7, now this thing was not released, but it debuted at CES's, not this year, but last year's CES. This thing came out. It was originally a 10-inch device. It was a 10-inch tablet, and it had 2 control paddles on the side. So you held it like this, you know, kind of like a steering wheel, but you know, it was square. It had 2 game controllers on the side. This thing was top-notch as far as graphics, as far as 1080p screen. This thing was clean, and it was a tablet made for gaming. This wasn't a tablet like the regular tablets that you have right now, like the Galaxy S, the Galaxy Tab 3, or you know, Asus Transformer, or you know, the BlackBerry Playbook, or the Barnes & Noble Nook. This is not like any of those tablets that are tablets and you can download Android, or not even the Apple iPad, where it's a tablet but you can also download games onto it, and you know, Temple Run, and you swipe, and you do different things, and so you can play games on the tablet as well. But the tablet is really made for surfing the web, sending emails, doing stuff like that. This is not for this is not a tablet like that. It can do those things, mind. It is a tablet in terms of you can surf the web, you can run all kind of applications, you can run Google apps and so forth. Yes, but this tablet, the WikiPad, was made for gaming exclusively for gaming. And so for those of you that wanted to really be able to game on a tablet, you really want to be able to game on a tablet, this was the one that you wanted to get. But the price at the time, they were saying this thing was going to come out for about $699 to $799, and nobody was going to pay that kind of money for a 10-inch tablet, the WikiPad. So, but what happened to it? It got lost in the shuffle. 2 years ago, CES, it was there. We heard a little bit about it at this CES gone, but nothing much, and then it just disappeared. So coming up after the break, we're going to talk about the WikiPad 7, when it's coming out. They released the date just yesterday as to when